Any other ambassador updates?
Motion?
Mr. Lamy, support. Okay. Dave Myers, thanks.
Before we close, can I just say, Mr. Zorn, Ms. McHale and I, and Ben and Mary Ann attended Truman Honors Banquet for the undergrad. There were over 140 students receiving awards that were, I believe it was 3.33 and higher in their school. So it was, some were receiving it for the first time, and some had received it all the years that they were there. So it was a wonderful breakfast morning.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 6-0. Next item.
2.01, audience participation.
Is anybody here to address the board? As you're coming forward, let me read this statement. Individuals addressing the board should take into consideration the rules of common courtesy. The public portion of the meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against board members or district employees, which totally unrelated to the manner in which the board member or employee performs his or her duty. If the comment constitutes a complaint against a board member or employee, the board member or employee has a right to request a closed hearing. Have your name and address.
Linda Moore, 9777 McKinley, Taylor, Michigan. On May 5th, pardon me?
Excuse me for 1 second. Would you like me to?
How many wants to address the board? How many out there we have? I think 5 minutes should do it. Okay, start again, sorry with that.
On May 5th, 2014, the Taylor Board of Education held a special board meeting following the COW specifically to approve a district cost savings memorandum of agreement between the TFT and the TSD. The memorandum was approved and signed by all parties. The contents of the MOU stated that in exchange for allowing the TSD to keep the TVLA mentors from signing a TFT contract and becoming members of the TFT would allow the TFT to keep our job placement language through June 30th of 2017. This agreement was brought to the TFT by the Taylor School District and agreed to by the Board of Education and approved by Robert Huber of Truman Law Firm. Given the TSD hired a new superintendent, the TFT has asked on numerous occasions this year if the TSD planned on honoring the MOU. At all times, we were assured that that agreement would be honored. On Monday, April 17th, the TFT met with the superintendent, assistant superintendent, along with several other TPA members. The TFT was then informed that the district had decided that they would not be honoring this agreement. As we see it, the TPA and the cabinet members made this decision without input or consultation with the TFT and without regard for the good faith agreement that the district requested and we agreed to. The reason given was that the TPA and board members have never liked our placement policy because teachers move too much. Study after study has been done regarding teacher movement in Taylor. Teachers are creatures of habit, with most only moving when the TFT's first line of defense when looking for cost savings is to lay off teachers. When there are minimal layoffs, teachers tend to stay put. Layoffs has always been especially troublesome given the fact that the TSD barely spends 50% of its general fund dollars on the people who have direct contact with students. The TFT had a minimum of 10 secondary layoffs at the end of the 2015-16 school year. It is the TFT's contention that these people who lost their livelihoods should have been given the opportunity to take positions within the TVLA if the district had no intention of following our agreement. The TFT kept our end of the bargain and would like to know when the TSD decided that you were no longer in the business of keeping their word. This decision is offensive, does not foster trust, and does not represent the district well. It is sad that the days of the TFT and the TSD working together for the benefit of both our students and staff have come to an abrupt end. It is unfortunate that the TFT and the TSD are now forced to litigate areas that we have historically been able to work out among ourselves for the mutual satisfaction of all involved. The TFT is very much aware that the policies have changed with regard to placement of teachers, and again, this agreement was brought to the TFT by the district. We agreed to it, and then the district is now not abiding by it. The prudent thing to do would have been at the beginning of this school year to say, no, we're not following it. We, of course, would have not wanted those 10 people that are in layoff to minimize those and allow them to go into the TVLA. And it's also a preparation time. This is an extremely stressful time of year for our teachers. And knowing we've always prided ourselves in giving our teachers the facts as we know them. And this is just, it's unacceptable that the district would make an agreement and then renege on it.
Name and address?
My name is Amber McNew. I live at 6453 Madison in Taylor. I am a teacher at Kennedy High School as well, and have been for the past 17 years. I have a 16-year-old daughter at home, and I know some of you up here have as well. Any of you who's dealt with a 16-year-old knows exactly what it's like. They will tell you exactly what they feel at all times of the day, even if you don't want to hear it. So it surprised me a few months ago when my daughter came to me and she said, "Mom, you know, the kids at your job, at your work, at Kennedy, in Taylor, they're closer to you than the kids are with our teachers at our school. They respect you guys more." And she goes to one of our biggest competitors 5 miles down the road, and she has for her whole life, Woodhaven. And we all know that Woodhaven has lots of bells and whistles. You know, they have the facilities that a lot of downriver schools wish they had. Here's the thing though, even though she's gone to Woodhaven her entire life, she grew up in Taylor schools by my side with our kids. They were her babysitters, they were her tutors, they were her mentors, and they were her role models. In other words, they were an integral part of her life and her childhood, and still are. Because they were also my kids. They were our kids. They are our kids. She spent her time with them because I did. She knew their life stories because I did. Because I, like many other teachers in this room at our schools, feel our kids' pain, we triumph in their accomplishments, and we share their lives. We walk beside them, even down the graduation aisle. And unfortunately right now, because of the uncertainty of the staffing at the 2 high schools within the next 2 years, my relationship with our kids is suffering, because I have to spend my energy on worrying about where I'm going to be. Who am I going to be in front of? Who's going to evaluate me? Will it be fair? Will I get a fair shake? Will I be able to do the job I love and that I'm meant to do, I'm hoping at least for the next 15 years. I want to work here 35 years. I want to see my kids have kids. I'd like to see their grandkids if possible. My mom and dad both graduated from Kennedy. I want this district to come out of the combination more than fully whole and healed. But I want to know that we are going to be able to come out with it. And I think Mr. Williams said at one of our staff meetings, and it was a really good choice of words. Kids leave because of their teachers. Conversely, kids also stay because of their teachers. And I want to make sure that we keep as many of those teachers as possible when we combine. Because my daughter had it right. It's not the bells and whistles. It's not the turf. It's not the lights on the stadium. It's us.
Thank you.